This couldn't happen again. This is that one.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BMT, coming at you again with the Hour of Power. But I'm not alone this time. I'm actually coming in with a whole full star-studded cast. They'll be coming in as time goes on. And I wanted to actually thank those because originally I wasn't going to do the Hour of Power. I kind of wasn't in. It wasn't in my spirit at the time. But I definitely I felt like there's a few things that I wanted to capitalize on. I want to first give some shout out to the great prophet of thought X. X, you are always welcome on. You know, peace to everyone who's coming on through. What's going on? Essence. Let me drop the link for y'all. But I definitely want y'all. I want people to weigh in. We have a few topics that we're going to be going through for the Hour Power. That a lot of things have been happening this month, and so we have well-to-do men and women that are literally. We're going to be weighing in on stuff that literally can actually be beneficial. What's going on, DJ Moses? Shout out to X for the $5 super chat. Always a blessing. Always a blessing. Giving a shout out to you, brother. He said, I got 5 on it. That's what I would like to hear. Shout out to you, love. Nice peace and blessing to you. She always brings a kind word of sense. So, you know, I definitely could appreciate the feminine touch of wisdom from you, sister. DJ. Okay. But I definitely have some stuff that me and a few of the men we will be going at. Let me make sure I hit up the people and let them know that we're already getting at it. Let me make sure they know. You know, there we go. I got a lovely woman here. I because you know, there we go. A lovely, beautiful woman that got to join us for this one. We also have Brother Dion. He has come in. He came in a while ago. And literally he was helping us talk about and go over the discussion of reparations. We also have likewise. We also have to the right, Brother Music. You can also catch him also. He does, I believe it's TSR Radio. We also join here, GSRN Radio. I do apologize, dear brother. We also join here by Lady Dana. Always here with her elegance. And we have Brother Jonathan. He's coming in for the young entrepreneurs. So we're filling up. And there's some stuff that I know that we would like to go over. That I ask a lot of us that we be respectful of each other. We can agree and disagree, but we don't have to cut each other down. That's something that we're not animals. And I feel like we are the best we can be the best representation of our people. It always is. It's an enlightenment when other people want to sit down and ask me questions of stuff that we talk about that are not of our content. but they're just curious because they want to see. So that's how y'all think. Y'all don't, you know. And I said, well, we are like them. We just come and speak from different perspectives. Black people, we're not a monolith. We've never been monolithic, but we do. A lot of us, a good majority of us. No, I don't have to say that. Our heart's in the right place, and we're going to open it up and have a question. But I put together a few questions that I wanted us to go over. And the first one that came up, and a lot of the ladies, I wanted them to be here for that. Do women and the brothers, you'll also have y'all say, but we all worked around business and different other accords of professions. Do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment? I think that's a question that we hear a lot of them getting scolded for their aggressiveness in this time. But I think it's good to ask the question, and that's why I definitely wanted to make sure that they didn't get misrepresented. So I feel like who better to ask than the source, Lady Dana. We also have, and I would like to make sure you say your name correctly. I call you Essence, but I want to make sure first of all, I just want to just welcome you. This is your first time here. I wanted you to be on before, but you weren't on here before. Before I let the men speak, because we're always hearing the men speak about the women as if they're women. It's crazy. But I'd rather the women first get to represent themselves and speak on that. And that is the first question I bring about. We also have a brother, Thomas Provitt, but his screen is messing up down there. Whoever that is, if I don't know who you are, Dion, is he the guy you was talking about?
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Yeah, tell him to back out and then come back.
Okay.
Tell him to back out, come back. Tell him I see him. He got to just back out, come back.
Okay. I'll text him right now.
Okay. So which one of you sisters would like to take on that question first? Between Sister Ah or Lady Dana? Which one of y'all, and I'll put it back up. Do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment?
Hi, peace and blessings. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I sure can, love.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Welcome me on your platform. Um, so, and peace and blessings to everyone here. So, when you said this question, do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment? And then you said, well, is it because you mentioned something about our attitude, I guess, or our persona? If we're aggressive, like
I don't want to perceive nothing. And now,
okay,
the thing about it is, a lot of men feel when they see a woman in that type of tension of an environment that they stop being feminine and more masculine, more aggressive, more forward about their work. They're no longer acting like, I guess, whatever the model, wear an apron, you wear heels, bake a pie. She's more so of, I gotta be that go-getter on that work floor and get that stuff done. I mean, we're seeing this. I've seen the women in corporate and in the quality at Walmart. I'm seeing women out there going for manager positions, and they don't play. Like they'll bite your head off to get that coin. And a lot of brothers think like the woman has lost femininity. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I'm going to come from being at an entry-level position and going into management as an African-American woman, who I'm from New York, and I can tend to, I'm on the East Coast, they kind of get it. But on the West Coast now, I've noticed that my persona could be a little perceived as aggressive. And so I have to be very mindful, especially because in my organization, I am the minority. So it's pretty tough because what brings passion is not about the coin. what brings passion for me, it depends on what your business is and what what your objective is. Of course, I am trying to meet my encounters and get my billing codes in, absolutely. But I work in healthcare, and so a lot of times when there is a high risk for like oral surgery and the general dentistry and root canal, the things that we do, I don't leave room for error when it comes to patient safety and staff safety. Now, if you've been in this game in dentistry 10 years, 5 years, I even say 2 years or more, my expectations for infection control, I don't, there's not too many pardons you're going to get on that, because I feel like that should always be your number one priority. And you should never, for the sake of a number, sacrifice the quality of service and care and safety. So sometimes my face, I come through and I see all this chaos and I see two over there chit-chatting, somebody get ready to go on break. And wait a minute. And who's going to bring this next patient back? But it's not ready. Oh, well, I'll put the patient in the chair and then I'll clean up around it. No, that's not what we do. And see, I'm a person who don't like to address people on the floor. I really try to avoid that in the clinic and try to pull people to the side. But if it's a risk at the moment, I may have to say something. So there's a way you can be assertive and train people to understand the importance of it. But how I got there, I was perceived as being a racist. They wrote me up at HR. I was perceived as being aggressive and explosive. And in any instance, it always fell through, because whenever you bring these employees in and all the witnesses and all of these investigations that we have to do, when you sit back, when they sit down at the table, they honestly can say, well, why am I so passionate? I'm passionate because, well, she's trying to tell us to do this and she's trying to say that, but I'm accurate. And if I keep saying the same thing over and over, I done documented it, I done wrote you up, I'm trying to save your job. You don't see that, but I'm the aggressive one. And I've gotten written up for that, not like a real write-up, but like a warning memo to calm down my passion, is what I was told.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we're definitely in, and I thank you for sharing that.
Let me just mention one more thing. I also lead a team of 26 people, and 9 of them are men.
Wow.
So I just wanted to say that. Okay, good.
Okay. Well, we got to have you over here more. Our power. I like Karen. That's what I want to hear. But a lot of people think that we don't do nothing influential, and you never know who you'll come across that literally is out there, trying to make a change, and trying to make a change, or actually trying to make a set stance. We also have Lady Dana and also Lady Nichelle. Lady Dana, did you hear the question before or you want me to show it again?
Do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment?
Yep, and I cleaned it up for you.
Yeah, because I know you put that question up earlier, but that sounds better. But no, why are we always? I think that question, not calling you a sexist, but that question is very sexist, because why is women femininity always on the auction block? Why is it always being questioned? We work. We like to work. We we have careers that we are passionate about. So if a human being is passionate, they should have every right to pursue their dreams and aspirations in life and get paid doing it. So why is my femininity being questioned? Because I want to have a career, especially a career that I love. Now, if I'm in a working place, and we all know, society is sexist and it's been male dominant in the Western world or whatever. And then now you have more women coming into the workforce, which is good. And which is really, you don't have a choice now because the cost of living is so high. So if she's able to make a good living and she enjoys what she's doing, why are you questioning my femininity? Now, maybe men have a problem answering the women if she's in management, and he's part of her team. I think that is the issue. The issue is not the woman, it's the man or whoever thinks that a woman can't manage or can't be a boss or can't solve problems. So you think if I'm able to solve problems or manage a team of people, I'm being masculine because you believe that's a man's job and not a woman? Well, if we could run a household and kids and everything else, I could easily run an office in the corporate environment. So I just don't like the question. I don't like when that's being questioned, when my femininity is being questioned, because, you know, um, I have a career and women need to speak up. If you're in a board meeting or any situation and you have an opinion or, you want to make a suggestion, speak up. Don't sit up here and wait for someone to call on you, unless you're going around the room. But women need to learn to just dive in there and speak their mind and be heard. That's not being less feminine. That's just you speaking up, wanting to be heard. When you sit back and be passive or timid, then you're going to get run over. You're really not going to be respected. Now, you don't have to act like a man or be masculine or be manly to get your point across or to be in corporate or in any type of management position. Across the board, man or woman, is the word respect. Have respect for yourself and have respect for others. So as long as you respect me and I respect you, there's no problem because, you may not like my management styles. Well, vice versa, but that has nothing to do with me being a woman or you being a man. But the bottom line is still respect. And I also want to say this, it's just the idea that when you think of corporate management positions or higher positions, a position of power, people always picture a man there. And that is the problem. Not the woman being there and thinking that she's less feminine in order to get there. But if you bring those work problems home, whether it's feminine, masculine, man, woman, when you bring work home, that's a problem. And I think that's the issue where most men have when it comes to their mate. I don't want to hear, well, you could hear about somebody's day, but that energy that you have managing a team of people or whatever the case may be, whatever your position is, you are not managing me that way. You don't manage your partner that way. So I think the problem is when a woman brings it home. And also it's a problem when men bring it home, but at the same time, it's like a, what do you call it? Not a stereotype, but it's okay for a man to bring home work, but not for the woman. And honestly, it does cause a problem even when the man brings the work home, because home is a place of peace. But let's just be boy versus girl. Men, I think the problem comes into where they're questioning that woman's femininity is when she's bringing work into the home. Because you have to be aggressive, you have to be outspoken, you have to be respected, you have to be demanding of yourself and the people who you're managing. But that doesn't mean that you're less feminine, because you could still be a woman, you could still respect yourself and respect others being a boss. But you should not bring that home to your mate.
Okay.
I think a lot of the questions have to do with their recognizing that there is a difference between males and females. There is a dress code difference. That's just part of the way society has evolved, whether we like it or not. So when I hear people say, you have to give up your femininity to go to work. In the 70s, 80s, women did try to give up their femininity in their dress. They tried to appear more masculine. They had padded shoulders in their suit jackets. They wouldn't go bare armed because men didn't go bare armed. That was considered not professional. Now that women are more into the workforce, we realize that, hey, I can wear a dress without sleeves during the summer and not throw in my professional card because this is a acceptable dress. That we've had enough time, we know, during like say business dinners, mixers, women have been there, they've been professionally dressed, whether on their own or to support their husband. There was a way that women dressed. So now people are saying, wait a minute, we don't have to redefine the wheel. You don't have to dress masculine or act masculine while you're in the workplace in order to achieve success. And it's not just the corporate world. I've worked on construction. I have worked on construction. I had my steel toe boots on, my gloves, my cap, but I was still feminine because I still had to wear a bra and I had my G-string panties on under my old coveralls. So you don't have to give up femininity to be in the workplace. You can do it. I think sometimes we confuse femininity with sexuality. You don't have to be overtly sexual in the workplace. Save that for your home outside of work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine. Classic Ruby, the question, and I'm thinking all the ladies, I'm letting all the fellas, we're just sitting back before we look at it and tell you what we think. The question was, women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment. Do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment? What's your thoughts on that, Ruby?
Well, I think some women, definitely do it because they think that the way to, get ahead in business, become successful, to become respected, to be able to hold their own and so on and so forth is to, take on more masculine type traits and dominance. And I'm going to outman the men in this corporate arena. And then when I go leave the workplace, I'm going to put my woman back on. And they think that is what they need to do to get ahead. But they've actually done studies on this. They've been doing studies on this for decades, basically ever since women started working. And what they've determined is that not only that, like the fact that women don't have to, is that they shouldn't. The most powerful women in business, the women who have actually gotten in the highest levels of corporate America, who are, of the highest earners in the world and whatever, they're actually incredibly feminine. And this is actually on purpose. So, for example, in a business meeting, they're going to wear a power suit, but not a male power suit, right? Their power suit doesn't have pants. They're wearing the suit jacket and then the skirt and then the nice blouse. And of course they have the stockings on with a respectable heel, and they've got their, like light earrings and jewelry on, light makeup, respectable, presentable, their hair is coiffed, right? Nothing extravagant, but, respectable, presentable, right? They have proven over and over and over and over again, actually, is that the more that women tap into and basically perfect their image and portrayal of femininity, both as, these tangible things I just explained, but also persona wise. See, the thing is, women and men are powerful and they get respect. They command respect in completely different ways, actually. And so a man who just naturally, he walks into a room and he commands a type of respect and authority and trust and reverence. And you're like, yeah, I'll follow whatever you say, that kind of guy, right? He actually has completely different personality traits than the woman who commands the same thing. And it's because men, when they tap into their kind of pure masculine, right, they are, that pure authority, pure leader. Women, when they tap into their pure feminine, and again, and I agree with Nichelle here, we're not talking about sexuality. We are talking about personality traits, right? The ways that women's brains work more effectively than men in different arenas and whatever. When women tap into their pure feminine, and they perfected those traits, that's when they actually become the most successful and the most trusted, and they start rising up the ranks because they are actually tapping into their femininity. So I think the problem is that someone sold women this bullshit lie that they have to tap into or drop their femininity in order for them to get ahead in the business world, when nothing can be further away from the truth. And some women figured out a long time ago, oh, I don't have to do that at all. That's stupid. And the ones that have decided to, you know, kind of really hold on to, I'll even say a more old school traditional form of femininity, are the ones that have risen the highest, the furthest, and are maintaining that position with respect and deference being given to them.
Okay. All right.
Hi. Excuse me. I just want to add to what she said. That was excellent. I do want to add that the offspring of women being accepted during a time of Rosie the River was a big deal, because women they used that more of a masculine side to prove their worth, just to get into the workforce. And then once they got in, then we have a section of women, a demographic of women who now became very submissive in order to make their way. And I'm talking about old school. And now, you know, the more we have evolved and educated ourselves and honed in on our crafts and skills, we cannot but not be respected if we carry ourselves with respect and we're knowledgeable in our craft. So I just wanted to share that.
Now, I have some brothers who have some time in the sand. Brother likewise, brother music. Much respect to the brothers, and I believe they've had time. Before I give it to brother Jonathan and Ji, you know, I'm just playing the neutral guy for right now on this. But I believe those two, before I can't even talk over them, because they've had time in the sand to watch the change. I believe, right, brothers? Y'all can hear me. Of the woman in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? My mom, I've always seen my mom for the most part working. Like, my mom was a U.S. postmaster. Nobody's walking around in the dress in the post office. Like, they're walking around in pants and boots and gloves and stuff, and they're getting it. Especially if you're the postmaster, you're going to be moving around a lot really quickly. So I would want to ask the brothers. I know music has so much time, and as well as brother likewise. But I definitely wanted to hear y'all input on this one. Do y'all feel that women do y'all feel women sacrifice femininity? Did they sacrifice their femininity to get their gains in the corporate world, or it's been maintained? It hasn't changed at all.
Well, peace to the panel, and thank you for having me. I would say it was a point in time to where, you know, we as men in the corporate world, we saw femininity as a label to the secretary. And having said that, it came to a point of, you know, now with the women's movement and the different things that we got behind. I would say we got behind, and we lost sight of a woman coming into an office dressed a certain way, looking a certain way, and as the lady said, we started confusing their femininity with sexuality. Just because they came to work dressed a certain way, that must mean they were up to something. Not to say that there's some women that use their femininity to get to where they need to be, but in that same breath, you know, we are, as men, we don't have the right to, and I'm not saying I'm caping from women, but we don't have the right to put the idea of what femininity is, because we'll never know. That's a question that, you know, only a woman could ask. You know, what's feminine? You know, regardless of whether she's dressed in blue jeans or whether she's dressed in a full piece gown, getting ready to go to a wedding somewhere. It's just the clothes don't make you feminine. I think it's the environment around you and how you act in your persona, those day-to-day things that, you know, will make a man look at you from afar and say, yes, that's a woman. You know, and all aspects of it. You know, femininity comes with a lot of things, not only in what you look like, what you do, but it's also in how you speak. So, you know, again, like the young lady said, just because you're a hardliner at work doesn't necessarily mean that you lose your femininity while you're being a hardliner.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, honestly, I don't. I mean, in a work environment, a person's there to do, to perform a task. So I completely separate it. I don't think that you sacrifice anything because you're there to do a duty that has to do with your skill set. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily based on your gender. I do think that when you look at in most environments, male female environment, it's hard to get off subject between the races. Not the races, but the sexes, because of the fact that somebody could get offended easy. Whereas, like, if me and you and George are working together, we've been working together for 2 or 3 years. We can shoot the whatever about a lot of different topics, subjects. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where until you break down the barriers between the person, you spend time outside of work with them, then it's hard to do that with the other sexes. It really is. Just because, you could say something in a joking manner because that may just be you, but then it gets taken a little bit further. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that anything sacrificed at all. I mean, like, I have a few females that work for me, and there were decisions that I had to make on the type of females that I was going to hire. When you have your own business, especially when you deal with customer service, you deal with the good, the bad, the ugly. I deal with the church. I deal with pimps. I deal with killers. I deal with racist white folks because of the business I am. But I also deal with, as far as the people I hire, you have to be good. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line is when you hire somebody, whatever race, whatever sexual orientation, they have to know the job. That's number one. Okay? And with that being said, you can't let it to where that person that you've hired gets compromised by what other people are doing in there. You know what I mean? So I don't think that females set it aside because females in general are more focused. I'm telling you, females in the
I ain't stopping you, brother. You said a bold claim right now.
I'm not. Females are generally when they latch on to something, they latch on to it. In the business world, in workplaces, they're generally more focused. Like I said, me and you are gonna get off subject as far as work. We're gonna shoot the shit about something. Females may do that, but they're not gonna take it to the extent that we are. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Females in general are more passionate about what they do. They're more focused. Attention to detail is there. Trust me, I do it all the time. There's a lot of females that have came to me that want to work. They were qualified. I didn't hire them because of the type of people that I have coming through. Because of the type of clients that I have. If you're too beautiful a woman, I can't have you. Because I deal with a lot of money. I deal with a lot of people. There's a lot of slick motherfuckers coming through here. A lot of motherfuckers with money that got that game. The next thing you know, you're missing work. See, somebody's gonna push the button.
That was an interesting statement you just made. You said if a woman is too beautiful, you won't hire her. That's illegal.
I knew that wasn't going to get by.
But
illegal. It's unethical.
But here's the thing is, I tell them that though too. Because
you tell them that I'm not going to hire you because you're too pretty, and they say okay. I would sit up here and call my lawyer after that.
Yeah. Why? See? Yeah, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing though is that at least I explained it to you. Okay, you can't because the thing is you can't force me to hire you.
Discriminated against me.
Let me jump in, my man.
What's the equivalent of to a black man that I'm not hiring you because you're black?
I was just about
and they say, but at least I explained it.
I was just about to say that.
One at a time.
Like what?
Right.
Let me finish my statement. Okay. Yes, it's because of the type of clientele that I have. I have to look out for the betterment of everybody.
That's still discrimination because what is beauty to you is she may be ugly to somebody else. So it's discrimination because you don't sit up here and say I'm not going to hire you because of your natural features.
I'm not discriminating. I'm assessing.
That is discrimination because
That's
she's
literally
too
the
pretty.
definition of discrimination.
Would you sit up there and say that you're not going to hire a man because he's too attractive?
Michelle, I'm pretty sure there are cases you could cite that women have sued because they were too ugly or too pretty. The airline in the 70s, the Now organization,
Hooters.
What I'm explaining to you is this: is that the volume of people that I deal with and have dealt with over the last 20 years that come through my office is immense. I'm talking about immense. I'm talking about, I mean, if you know who Kehlani is, Kehlani comes to my office. If you know who LMA is, LMA comes to my office. Okay, if you know who...
what is your point?
What I'm explaining to you is that...
Girls allowed
what I'm explaining to you is that a lot of people that work in certain industries, they will get awestruck by the type of people who will come through.
Okay, but you said you don't hire pretty people. Only pretty people get awestruck, and then you don't even know. And see, this is why it's so wrong on so many different levels. Because I work, where I did work before I was laid off, for a company in a facility where high-profile celebrities, high-profile bankers, financiers, aristocrats came through, and they tell us, do not stay professional, do not get awestruck, do not get, don't get caught up because you may see a certain celebrity walk through like a Will Smith. So so they don't say, well, we're not going to hire you because I think that you're going to get awestruck because you are just too pretty. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen for you.
But I think what he actually said, he didn't say awestruck. Well, I think what he said was that if she's too pretty, then these guys with all their money are going to scoop her up, and she's just going to go running.
He did that too, and that's
even worse.
Okay, so right there, no skip. Wait a minute.
He said two things.
Let me move it on to other people. Let me just move it on, okay? I know that's his job, his freedom.
No, it's not his freedom. That's not freedom.
As a man, may I speak on that just for a second, please? I don't have very much time, but I would have to say, my brother, I would have to say that is an absolute incorrect statement. That is the epitome of racism, sexism, misogynism, all wrapped up into that one statement that you just made. Please let me finish. Now, that would be the same thing equivalent of me walking into a place and a man telling me or a woman telling me, I'm not going to hire you because you're black. That is the same thing. Because someone is too pretty or someone is too ugly, that is not a reason to hire someone. You just absolutely said a little while ago, you hire people based on their merit.
That's correct.
So whether if that person is ugly or whether that person is cute, as a young lady said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so basically what you're saying is there are no pretty women that work in Walmart?
I'll
be getting on them damn
he's
girls.
going worse than that though, because he's attributing certain traits to only beautiful women. So, these men are going to want to scoop up beautiful women, and they're going to be so unprofessional and such gold digging, branch swinging women that they're just going to bounce on their job and their responsibilities because they're beautiful women, and that's what beautiful women do. That is literally discrimination.
Bingo.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they would do anything wrong. I'm explaining to you is that they could easily be influenced by the type of clientele that have coming to my office.
Do you hear yourself? Your next sentence is something exact same thing.
Same thing she just said.
Likewise, you keep protecting your people. I understand you. You keep up the good job.
BMT, be quiet.
Right?
That's some barbershop talk right there, my man. That's some on the real right there, bro.
Right.
I would expect to hear that in a barbershop. Really, I can understand what you're saying when it comes to when we have this faux pas about pretty women. When a guy comes into an office and he sees a pretty woman, he loses his mind, forget what he comes there for. That's understandable.
No, it's the other way around. It's the other way around, bro. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Some girls might not know how to control themselves.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's like it's not.
Well,
It's not that have a
goes.
problem with her beauty. It's not that have a problem with anything else. Because, like I said, anybody that I even consider hiring, first of all, they have to be qualified to do the work.
Yeah.
But like I said, when you have people coming through that can easily push buttons, that's when things get compromised. I don't have any problem with them doing their work. But when you have somebody like a Kevin Durant that'll walk through your office, which he has,
you can't have that girl.
So you saying Kevin Durant was sexually harassing women?
No, you don't have to harass. What do you mean?
Might try to get pregnant.
Okay, let me say this. Okay. Say it's one of these pro athletes. They go to a hotel and they check in. Very, very, very pretty woman at the checkout counter, and she's not supposed to work there because Kevin Durant sees her as pretty. Is she not supposed to work at that job anymore? No. Kevin Durant might say, "Hey, here's $1 million, and you don't have to work at the Hilton no more."
Okay, but then what happens to my job? What happens to my employee?
Maybe they get nothing. She just gets replaced.
That's the point. You don't know, bro, and that's just
exactly. So you don't know. This person can't have a job based on their looks.
No, I will say this. I'm just going to say this, and this is real. Hold on, this is real. You are putting your entire professional livelihood on the line by actively discriminating against people and letting them know. It's one thing, it's bad enough that you would think these things. The fact that you are actually saying it like it's okay, I'm telling you, it's literally not. These are discriminatory hiring practices. It is literally illegal. They can come for you and shut you down and take everything that you've ever built. So what I'm saying is, maybe even if you're going to continue doing this very discriminatory thing, maybe stop telling people you're doing it. This is the age of Me Too and feminism, and they will come for you and they will take everything you have.
Here's the thing.
His job, his choice.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me clarify one thing. Okay, the majority of people that
likewise, you don't got to explain nothing to these women.
Right, you can feel as justified as you want doing it, but stop telling people you're doing it because it is actually illegal. Don't do it. Don't tell people you're doing it anymore.
We got JI. I got to get it to JI.
Let me just read this and then give it to JI. Airline in sex bias suit for $33 million. This was in 1986. United Airlines will pay nearly $33 million and back pay and reinstate 475 flight attendants who were forced to quit in the mid-1960s because of a no marriage rule later declared illegal.
Okay, now let me clarify one thing that I failed to mention earlier. Okay, 90% of the people that apply for my jobs are people that I know.
That's right.
That are actually
you practice nepotism.
No, what I'm saying is like I have a lot of clients who come through here and say, "Hey, man, you know what? You know, can you hire me? I need some work." Or this or that. 99% of people that want to work here or work for me is because they know me. So they don't have a problem with what I say. Okay? That's why I can be up and honest with them. It's like, no, you're too pretty. And you know what? They understand that. They understand that because they see it. They see it in their daily life. You know what I'm saying? It's the same situation when you see
that's the equal employment opportunity violation.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't because
yes, it is.
Like I said,
emotional and sex discrimination.
But ma'am,
when do you become a lawyer all of a sudden? J.I., go ahead, J.I. Go ahead.
That is an EEOC violation, though. Then it is right. That is an EEOC violation right there. I don't even know why you're transparent about it, big homie. I don't even know why you're transparent about it. That's
hello. Excuse me. The bottom. Hi. Good evening.
I'm waiting for all this to die down.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi. Okay. The bottom line is this, and all is said and done. The bottom line is socially irresponsible as a person who has the authority to hire someone to make a public statement like that. That could be used against you. If that is what you're doing, you need to keep that to yourself. And it's still, you know,
right.
I mean, we do have, I'm not going to say we don't have biases. We try to keep the testosterone balance in my sight. But I can't do that if I get more qualified women. I can't say, well, I'm going to wait because I need more testosterone. Like, I can't do that. And I mean, I've thought this, like I'm gonna hold this off until some men come along, but I can't. It's illegal. It's illegal.
But if you understand what I said is that majority of people that do apply for work with me, I know.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. That's not. See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying. 9 times out of 10, this is not an official interview.
I understand. Okay, so now you can change it with official. I'm not saying that. The bottom line is that you said it on a public platform. I don't care about the rest. That's what I'm saying. So maybe we should cut that part out.
Exactly.
I'll take it
out. Yes,
like I stated prior to that, I admire the attention to detail that women do have when they work.
Lord, you're not getting. We're trying to.
Wait a minute. I can't. I don't know. What is this going on here? Is he serious?
Y'all women, why are y'all picking at him?
Is he listening to what he's saying?
I don't know.
Like we're like, okay, it's not about opinion and whether his opinion is right or whether or not. The point is, we're trying to literally say this is actually illegal. If you say this to the wrong person who decides not to just go, oh, that's a compliment and walk away, you will lose everything because it is actually illegal what you're doing. So stop telling people you're doing it because we don't want you to lose everything. Even if you keep doing it, just stop telling people you're doing it because you are actually doing something illegal.
You can be set up.
Now for me, I usually let the women at the office make sandwiches. That's why I like them sandwiches.
Yo, wait a minute.
It's not sexism.
You're not allowed to join it anymore, BMT. Stop it.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? You know what?
Oh,
at least I am keeping people employed.
Hey, listen, I understand. Listen, oh my goodness, fellas.
I know music. I feel you. I feel your pain over there.
Fellas,
if a good sandwich maker, here is the good sandwich maker doesn't matter.
Nobody.
Right. This is the very first question you asked, my man, is the very first you have the answer. You got the answer for yourself. Why do women have to sacrifice their femininity to go into a job place? You guys just answered it. I hate to say it as my brothers, but you gave them a reason. That's why women had to come to work with blue jeans and pony and their hair tucked in. Because if they didn't, it would be guys like you, unfortunately, that would say you're too pretty to work here, even though she was qualified.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Imagine me as a United States Marine, and I was in charge of a platoon of WMs, and I said, I can't take you girls out on the field because wait a minute. You can go on the field because you ain't pretty. You can't go out on the field because you pretty. That's basically what you're just saying. You're defining not their abilities, but their looks on what you're hiring and how you're hiring, regardless of whether you know them or not. What you're saying to me is everybody in your family is beautiful. That's why they work for you. You got no ugly people in your family nowhere.
That's not what I'm saying, bro.
It has to be. That's the only way I can interpret that. Because if you say that she's too pretty, you're not going to hire her. So it's obvious to me, my man, and it would be obvious to anyone else in earshot of what you said, that you don't hire pretty women. So you have, as some men would say, subpar, beautifully challenged women that work for you.
I have an
based on your own words. And again, as these women said, what you said out loud in public is illegal. There's no words around that. It is absolutely illegal.
I have an item.
Ever since the women got lawyers,
listen, I'm not a lawyer, but I've been around, and I've been in the hiring process. I've been in the firing process. I've been hired and I've been fired. So I know, there's such thing as the Equal Opportunity Employment Agency. And I tell you what, this is one of the main things that this was created on, because women wasn't getting their rights in said office spaces and said places. So this was the main crux of this whole thing. Right. So if you break it down to its smallest thing.
Yeah, and that's why I'm only anti.
Don't touch them. Don't get close. How you doing?
No, but
Praise
it's
Jesus.
more than that. It's more than that. And that's why I'm only anti third and fourth wave feminism, because there were legitimate problems that were being validated. And just like he's saying, oh, well, I don't see a problem with what I'm saying. He really doesn't. He's not processing how problematic it is. He's not processing the fact that just because he thinks he's right, it doesn't matter. It's illegal. And this is part of the issue, right? These discriminatory hiring practices, even if whether it's for race, it's for religion, it's for a gender, it doesn't matter.
How am I
Because you
wrong?
think you're right doesn't make it okay.
But here's the thing.
I have an item.
Why am I
Hold
wrong?
on. I got to push it. I got to get it to the other guys who are here. I got J.I., Jonathan, and Cyberline. He wanted to come up, but he had an opinion also. So, Jonathan, let me get your words, and also J.I. and Cyber. Let me get over there, because right now I'm looking at a whole court case.
Let me bring it back to the original topic. Do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment? I don't know. From my observation, they managed to cooperate. They managed to follow what's needed for the job. And I can tell based on the femininity, based on tone, but do they sacrifice it? I don't know. That's up to the women. Because to be honest, tell you the truth, I don't know what's femininity, man. Because my job ain't to analyze what women's femininity is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, black women at secretaries and shit, they manage to give me good cooperation. I don't know. I'm a good looking guy. So I don't never get issues of extreme disrespect or a very snappy issue. And most of the snappy women are mostly the elders. The ones that are from 18 to 40, they're the ones that's actually talking nice. That's the only thing I got to say about it for now.
Sometimes no women talk back to me at my job. I'm like, I'm dealing.
Do I sound like? Wait a minute.
Women be talking back when I said I'm gonna write
Did
them up.
he just say?
Yeah, he did.
He just say that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Let it roll off your back like water on a goose.
Let it roll off your back.
I'm gonna keep my grace. I'm gonna keep my
you.
grace because I know that it's not true. So I will keep it graceful.
I am not talking about you.
Be graceful.
I don't want to argue today. I'm not talking about you.
Go ahead, J.I. J.I. What do you think about? Do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment? And congratulations to being a new captain. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. But yeah, they definitely do. And I've talked to women, they've admitted it and said, yeah, it can sometimes cause a rift at home because they're used to having to be so dominant in the workplace or whatever, compete, and it's hard for them to turn it off at home sometimes. So yeah, they definitely do. But that's a short answer. I'm gonna cede the rest of my time to my man so he can finish explaining why he don't hire the pretty women, because I think he's on to something. And I'm gonna give the rest of my time to him.
Hold on. Now, hang on. Let me get it over to Cyber. But Cyber was also agreeing with him in the chat, and he says he agrees. Why? Because I'm hearing, and also Perfect says that makes a lot of sense about the women sacrificing this stuff. I agree. I'm not agreeing with you. Don't put me in it. I'm let me just be neutral like a nun. Go ahead.
Well, sorry, can I say one thing though? Because and here's the thing, right? Unfortunately, a lot of women they feel like they have no choice but to combat some of the bullshit. But the thing is and to be clear, you don't actually have to start dropping your femininity, start trying to cling to masculine traits or whatever in order for you to combat the bullshit. Falling firmer and kind of putting 10 toes down into your femininity and not allowing it to shake or budge no matter what. And making sure that there are distinct parameters. Just because I am feminine doesn't mean that I'm sexual. Just because I'm beautiful doesn't mean that I'm stupid, so on and so forth. And not having to get aggressive or masculine and prove, look, I have masculine underneath this facade of beauty. Like, no, right? You show that, hey, listen, as a woman, I've got skills and traits and intelligence that are valuable to this job, and fuck you all for not seeing it, but you're about to. And you just go on about your business. So the thing is that women feel like they have to, right? So if that's one question, but do they actually have to get ahead? Well, all the studies, like I said, show that no. And the large majority of the most successful women, the ones who are, the big CFOs and the big corporations and whatever, they're firmly in their feminine. You can see it both just visually, but also, in their personas. So.
Okay. Cyberline, you were saying that yes, it's his job, his choice, and also about do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment? Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. I wanted to make sure they got it out. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can. They got it out their system.
No, okay, good. So I'll just start like this. That's the beauty of when you own something. You get to do what you want,
praise the Lord,
as long as you're not breaking very specific laws, very basic laws. It sounds good that the women have, or men who could be handsome or beautiful, have an opinion. But when I run my own business, when I own mine, when you own yours, you are allowed to set hiring criteria according to your business model.
You're someone who don't own a business. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
You don't own a business.
Hold on. You don't. Well, I'm not going to debate what I own or what I don't own, and I don't have to prove it either. Even though I could.
But you should prove the point you're trying to make, because you clearly are saying that you have a right to hire the way you want to hire, and that's not true.
Let me finish. So people are responding in terms of how they feel.
No, I'm not responding in terms of how I feel.
Are you going to let me finish?
Get to your point.
No, I mean, I'm going to get to my point when it's time. This is my time, not your time.
No, you don't have all the time.
Well, I have enough.
I'm asking you to hurry up.
Well, so you need to mute me or kick me off there.
Go.
Okay, so you'll be muted. Go ahead, Perfect Blacklands. But let me just say for the record, you were wrong, sir. No one is in their feelings. No one was stating an opinion. We were stating actual legal facts. That is a EEOC violation.
Let them. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Cyber. State your piece about it. I know it's a little hot. Let's.
No, it's cool. I mean, I'm not worried about it. They just have to shut up and let me say.
No, I don't shut up.
No.
We don't do that here.
Go ahead.
BMT, I told you, man. Power.
No.
And that's not meant to be mean, but everybody's being.
It doesn't matter. We don't do that here.
They have to be respectful.
So either we're going to get to your point, or we're going to move on to Perfect Blackness.
Come on, guys. Come on. I gotta prove Ruby that we can do this. I gotta prove to my Ruby that we can do this.
All right.
Bottom line for me is this: there's a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's my way. You don't like it?
Go ahead, my bad.
It is.
All right, let me get it over to Perfect. Let me get it over to Perfect now. Perfect. You see the question right up there, brother, and I know you have some words for that. And you also put it in the chat. Can I read it for you real first before you say them?
By all means, go right ahead.
To answer the question, yes, they do sacrifice femininity in the corporate environment. I work with them and am currently working with them now. These women are single and aren't dateable. Okay. Wow, that's okay. Go ahead. All right, okay. I'm giving it the Perfect. Go ahead. You said, do women sacrifice femininity in an aggressive corporate environment?
Yes, they do. In order for them to be successful as men in the corporate environment, because again, in order for men to be successful in the corporate environment, they do have to be aggressive. So for women to be successful in the corporate environment, they have to basically they have to be the antithesis of their own biological nature, and that is to be aggressive. That's not their nature. So that in and of itself, for them to be successful in a corporate environment, they have to be other than what they are. And therefore, that means they have to make themselves, I'm not going to say purposely, but in order for them to be successful, they're not going to be attractive for any men in that environment. And from my experience and my current experience, the ones that are successful, they're pretty single. They're single, and they're not very dateable. They're not very easy to be around. They're very aggressive, and quite frankly, most men don't really want to be around those type of women. So to answer that question, yes, they do sacrifice being feminine in order to be aggressive and successful in the corporate environment.
Everybody says the word femininity be effing me up. It do be getting me messed up. I want to tell y'all this, and I'm just speaking from my perspective. But I watched my mom. My mom worked 2 to 3 jobs. I ain't know how the hell she did it, but she did it. And she said that I watched when I watched how she got treated, and she said, "I'll never let them make me cry. I'll never let them push. They'll never run me off the work site." And so she said, "I will have to be that bitch." She shouldn't have to be like that, but in some places, people take weakness for kindness.
Well, no, in the corporate environment, I have to disagree with you, BMT. In the corporate environment, if she's going to be successful, she does have to be that bitch.
Well,
now
okay.
that
That
comes
is
with
true.
Hold on.
Okay,
that comes with a sacrifice. That comes at a sacrifice. That means in order for her to be that bitch, she can't be feminine. She can't be the soft thing and all of that. And that also means she's not going to be very attractive to many men, even at her own level. She's just not going to be attractive. So
now,
that's not really true.
Clearly, you guys have not heard of the feminine warrior.
Right, exactly.
Feminine
You be a
does not
wolf
mean
in
weak
sheep
and
clothing.
timid and soft
I worked
and
in
weak.
corporate for 20 years. Trust
Right.
me. And
Now-
let me, can I just throw this in here too?
Go ahead.
Part
You're
of what
talking from a
women
woman's.
do.
I'm telling from a man's perspective. I'm telling from a man's perspective. A man's perspective is not going to see a woman to be attractive who's going to be aggressive and all. They're not. And
It's different layers and it's different looks to aggressiveness. So I disagree with you on that. And let me just throw this element in there. Let me just throw this element in there. The fact that
when they start climbing up that ladder in corporate America, there's a reason why you see a whole bunch of them that are single. I didn't make the rules.
Well, I worked in corporate for 20 years. This is why I disagree with you. I worked in corporate for 20 years, and the women that I see that climb up the ladder, they are married because that's one of the things on your resume that helps you get higher in the ladder if you are married. Now, there are some women, depending on like lawyers or whatever, there are some women that the job is very demanding. They don't even have time to date. However, every woman I saw in 20 years going up the ladder, already at the top, they're married. But let me just throw this in there too with the femininity part.
The statistics don't.
Well, you don't have statistics because you didn't cite them. So please, let's just move on. Let me just throw this in there real quick because I hear people say stats. Stats don't show that. Stop.
Yes, it does. The stats
okay. It shows probably they're divorced, but at one point they were married.
Actually, yeah, no. Research actually proves that the most successful business people, both men and women, are currently married. And actually, they need that relationship, especially if they are internationally successful, which again, the most successful people are. So you can't actually fight facts and statistics, as you said. These are the actual facts.
Right.
Because the actual facts that the women who are the most successful in business are feminine. They aren't sitting there picking up masculine traits and being men. That's not the ones who are the most successful within business. Those statistics prove this.
And let me throw this element in there too, because me being a corporate for 20 years, what I have seen, one of the ways that women, they're smart, everything, feminine, whatever. But one of the things some women do, they do sleep their way to the top, which means they was using a whole lot of femininity to get up that corporate ladder. So let's not leave that out. So it's a lot of things that women use, such as their femininity and not masculinity, to make it to the top.
Again, like I said, I've been in corporate America for a very long time, probably as long as you, if not longer. And from what I've seen,
that's because you're older.
Okay, all right. From what I've seen and from what I currently see, these quote unquote successful women, the further they go up, the more single they are. And
how old are they? Are they young?
Well, hold on. Now,
how old are they? You're going off of what you see, your observational stats. But you're not going off on actual general stats. But are they young?
My mom owns 2 companies and she's married, and I own companies and I'm married. And majority of the people that
BMT, are you? No, I'm not even going to ask that question.
I'm an owner.
Right.
I'm an old lady. She's an owner.
My thing is, just like Ruby said, if you want to talk about stats, come with actual facts
owners.
with it.
Like,
so if you're talking about your personal experience, what you've seen in corporate, that's fine. But that's why I asked you, well, how old were the women that you've seen that are single climbing up that ladder? Are they young?
Well, I can tell you the ones
Are they
that I
under
have.
40?
I can tell you the ones that I have work relationships with. Each one of them are younger than me.
Are they under 40 or under 35?
Now let me get it back to
Oh,
cyber.
they're under 40.
Hold on, y'all.
And I'm in my
Let me get it to
40s.
cyber lion. The cyber lion has not spoken. I want everybody to speak before I go to the next topic.
I just wish that American women, Black American women.
Oh, don't make it about that.
Black American women.
I'm not going to talk about no women. I just wish Black American women and I see Black American men stop lying to Black American women. Black women need to stop lying to their guys.
Okay. But you're married and she's not Black American, so why do you care?
I'm just telling what the rules are.
But why do you care?
There's a reason why you have a whole dearth of goddamn Black American women, successful, quote unquote successful women who are fucking single. There's a reason for that.
You are so upset about that.
You're
wrong, but you're
not upset at all because
why are you using the F word? Why are we cursing now? Why do you care when you're married? She's not a Black American woman. She's Black, but she's not American. So why do you care?
Because you know what? I do care about the Black community.
No, you don't.
Tell me what I do care about. See how you gonna?
Go ahead, Cyber.
You do not care.
Cyber, listen, y'all two. Go ahead, Cyber. Go say what you got to say before I can go to the next topic.
I want to be able to go because if people are gonna stop me because
no. You're good.
I just realized who Cyber was.
Yeah. I know. It takes a while. Cyber, go ahead. Go ahead.
So as I was saying, when you own something, you get to set the tone, and so if people are talking fact-based this, fact-based that, that's fine. Pull them out. Find me a legal statute in any one of the 52 provinces in the United States or that has gone before the Supreme Court where a company lost the decision and the court set a statute to where in the hiring process, a person was told or was basically, quote unquote, said they couldn't be hired based on looks, not the color of skin, but based on whether they were handsome, based on whether they were beautiful or not. Now,
right there. Boom.
As conversely, well, hold on. Conversely, if you find a court statute, not something on Google, if you find a court statute, that's what I'm asking for. Find a court statute.
That's it. You have to Google. You have to Google the court statute.
No,
let me read it to you.
No. Let him finish.
No, you don't. So because if you have a court statute, I will go to LexisNexis.
The Civil Rights Act.
I will go to LexisNexis and prove anyone 100% wrong because people are confused. I think BMT people are confusing looks and they're trying to say, well, looks, if I'm a beautiful male or a beautiful female, see, I don't care about male or female here. So I could care less about that. It's about the subject matter. Does a company feel you may be too beautiful? A white woman, a black woman, a Spanish woman, a black man, an Italian man. Can a company feel that you're too handsome to do what they're asking you to do in terms of the job criteria from a merit-based standpoint?
Civil Rights Act of 1964, discriminating against on the basis of sex. Yes.
That'll be sexism.
But again, it's not, this is what we're forgetting. It's based, I can basically tell you I don't want to hire you because I feel you're too beautiful or too handsome. It's not. That's not sexism.
That's illegal because that falls under discrimination of sex.
Find the law.
The Civil Rights Act.
You might not want. You may not want to say. You may not want to say that out loud during your.
You can't use that.
No, yes, you can, because
Fine,
people
okay, show
have
me.
been sued
Show me
under
the
the Civil
statute.
Rights Act, under
But
the
but
violating
Dana,
the EEOC.
okay, but Dana, show me bring a case. If you
He
want to
just
pull it
showed
out,
you the case.
no, he didn't.
The United
No,
Airlines was sued in
no.
1986. That was
Was
a
it
case.
and
Yes,
was
come
it
on.
and was the merit and was the
I'm sorry.
merit was the
We gonna have
merit
to
based
move
on the
on, but
case?
we could do
Was
this
the
back and
merit
forth. But you're
based
not going to sit
on
up
the
here.
case?
You're not going to sit up.
No.
You're very smart and you're very intelligent. You're not going to sit up here and sound uneducated right now, saying show
You're
you the
not gonna
case.
sit up
I
here and
just showed
decide
you
what you
a
want to
case.
hear.
I
You can't
showed
decide
you
what you
a
want to
case.
hear.
Okay, we're going to
You
the next
don't
topic.
understand the difference. You
I do
don't.
understand.
When the Civil
No,
Rights Act discriminated against
you're
sex,
so
what
busy
you
over
just
talking everybody,
describing,
you're not
no,
listening.
I'm over talking you because you don't understand. I'm trying
No,
to
I understand
explain it to you.
completely. You
No,
can't
you don't
you can't
understand
force your
because
point.
you're
Go
saying
ahead.
when you're
Next
when you're
person.
hiring
Next
somebody
person.
based on their looks,
Next person.
that falls under discrimination
Next
of
person.
sex. That's
Next
what I'm
person.
saying. No, you don't do next person
Next
here
person. Next
because
person.
you're not co-host.
It doesn't matter.
But
And
me
Get out of here,
explaining it
you
to
don't get to
you,
make your own
Get out of
rules
here.
as
Get
you
out
you
of
go.
here,
just
man. Get
said
out of here.
show
Next
you
person.
something where it's
Next
against the
person.
law that you
Just get
can't
out of
hire
it.
somebody because
Honorable,
of the
get out
way
of
they
Next
there.
look.
person.
Get
And
out
I'm
of there.
telling you,
Get
the
out of
Civil
there,
Rights
honorable.
Act, it falls under
Next person. I
discrimination
don't
of
have to get
sex.
anywhere. Next person. I'm
That
not
falls
Honorable,
arguing.
under
get out of there.
These women,
discrimination of
Get out
sex.
of
these
You
there.
don't
women
accept
are
it.
out of
That's
Here we
all.
go.
line, and I'm
Get
You
not
out of
gonna
don't
just
here.
tell them they're
accept
out of
that.
line.
Here we
Get
go.
out
Next
of there.
person.
Get out of there.
Next one, y'all too.
That's a
Here we go.
trigger emotion. Get out of there.
Now we're
No,
at a,
I'm stating an actual law. I'm stating an
I,
actual fact, whether you
Dana,
accept it or not.
Dana, we're going to the next one. We are here. We're here. So
The
now
fuck?
we're at the more easier one. We're at the more easier one. And I feel like this is a lot more laid back on this one. It's about Nick and Kanye. Both of them have stirred up the world very drastically. One said some stuff that was anti-Semitic, as it was told to us. But I believe that you could pick meat from a bone. We all
Nick
can.
Cannon said nothing anti-Semitic. Just my opinion.
Hold on. I got to do my content. Don't get me thrown off.
I don't want
Don't get
no
me.
part for that.
You ain't about to get me
no part
blown.
for
You ain't
that.
about to get me blown up for you. Hold up now. I got stuff I got to live over my life. So, so we have Nick said his stuff. He said his piece. So don't worry. When you say the right things, they'll hit you up and they'll come. Now, then Kanye came. He said his stuff. He spoke about abortion and big pharma and all that stuff about parental stuff. Both of them were talking about two different things. Both of them, amazingly, were told to the world that they were crazy. That literally one should shut. Actually, both of them were told to shut up. But I find it very interesting that I listened to both of them, and I'm not gonna lie. Secretly in my tinfoil closet, I did agree. I had to agree with. But now the thing about it is, which one seemed more comparable that Black people were more so for, or would actually see as a presidential? Because Kanye, they say he's crazy, but I think mostly the majority of these presidents are crazy. And Nick Cannon, they say he's the coward. He's a coward because he went back to his station under them. What are y'all thoughts about Nick or Kanye for president? Do you feel like they should have just shut up, that they were just spouting all kind of rhetoric? What are y'all thoughts about that? Because they said some stuff that when they said what they said, they both got phone calls. So I feel like if they ain't calling you up, you ain't doing nothing right. You say the right thing you say the right thing, and you call out something in the room, somebody's going to get pissed off and call you back. And that's very interesting. I find it very interesting. It happened to both of them.
Can I go first?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll dispense with the easy one first. Kanye, he's a joke, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And if he's going to be president, if he's running for president, any one of us on this panel, or anyone in Black America that votes for him, then you deserve what you get. Just like his white twin that's in the White House right now. In terms of Nick,
oh my God,
like I said,
really said.
Is this what? Oh, okay.
Can I finish? In terms of Nick, like I said, and I'm gonna say this because this has nothing What I have to say here does not reflect upon BMT. My opinions have nothing to do with BMT, so he doesn't get flagged or anything like that.
Thank you, perfect. Thank you, perfect.
Nick said nothing anti-Semitic, and I challenge anyone to show me. This is just me. Show me where he says something anti-Semitic. Now, I will say this: Nick Cannon is a perfect example of that. You cannot have one foot in two doggone hemispheres. You can't. It seemed to me that Nick Cannon, he liked a lot of things that he had been hearing from other people. You know, for example, like Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, or Tariq Nasheed, and others. But he still is being paid by the very people who that they talk about. So you can't have you can't serve two masters. Either you're going to be one way, you're going to be pro-black, and you got to forget about everything else, or you're going to be everything else. You can't do pro-black. Period. And that's the bottom line. Now that's why I fought Nick Cannon, because you can't do both at once. You cannot do it. They're not going to let you do it. You cannot speak on their platform, whether you like it or not. No matter how much truth you're talking about or not, you cannot speak any type of truth that they disagree with and expect to survive on their platform. You can forget it. So he didn't say anything anti-Semitic. And again, I challenge anyone to show me where he said something anti-Semitic. In terms of the other guy, he's just been a joke, and I'm not going to go any further with him.
Okay.
That's
Hi. Oh, hi. Sorry. Is it okay if I follow up behind it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hi.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So of course I would say neither one of them are president, but it's based off of a realistic observation of I feel that there's a couple of things going on with Kanye. I do know that he does definitely have a mental health disorder, but I also think that this mental health disorder is being exacerbated by the media and his wife. And I'm gonna say this because Kanye spurts out certain things, and I'm working on this compilation video that I'm going to do. A lot of things that he blurts out, some of this stuff, like when he said what he said about Harriet Tubman, that was really true. See, the thing about Kanye is Kanye had sold himself out. He sacrificed. I feel like he sacrificed many things or persons to get to where he is. You just don't get there because he did the college dropout. Come on, and no, he didn't get there that way. So the way that he got there, and now, you know, once you take on that whole persona, and he's come to the truth now, because I really believe that Kanye is being pressured and he's sharing some things with us, but they get ready to destroy him because he's talking too much. That's what I believe. And I do believe that his mental health does have a huge impact on it. But how many times have they said conspiracy theorists or people, and it's not even conspiracy, because what he's actually saying, you can actually look it up and it's really true. But I just don't understand how people can see the whole setup with the kind. Excuse me, this is my opinion and my opinion only. The demise and the downfall through the Kardashians. This is such a setup, people. And I just really feel like he can't say for so much, but he's definitely needs help. And it is what it is. Now, as far as Nick, I'm sorry. I never took Nick seriously. So it's hard for me to, Nick goes whichever way the wind blows. So he's irrelevant.
Mama, you can come back anytime you want.
Neither one should be president. I think I should have said that. Neither one should be president, but go right ahead.
Yeah.
Neither one should be able to even run for fucking city council.
That's true.
Real.
God dang it! Likewise, stop it.
Why would you even think that these guys have knowledge to run anything?
I'm writing Kanye in.
They're detached from society. Period. You know, and you guys want to say that he sacrificed this, sacrificed that. Everybody sacrifices something. But the bottom line is Kanye ain't got to answer to nobody if he don't want to.
Kanye ain't been right since the death of his mother.
He's a billionaire. He's not a millionaire. He's a billionaire.
You can't get to $1 billion saying you ain't right in the head.
Man, come on.
There gotta be something.
Just because he has his money doesn't mean he's right in the head.
No,
nobody gets a lot of money.
I don't think he's
again. Look at the current occupant in the White House. He's not really right in his head, but he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, but the thing is,
money doesn't mean anything. Money is not an indicator.
Man,
money
black people
is not an indicator of goddamn intellect. It's not.
Well, I'll put it this way. I constantly see Trump imposing his will on people and not giving a fuck. Okay? But I do see Kanye like all over the place. He's a billionaire, like I said. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. He imposes his will on anybody he chooses to as a billionaire. Okay? So I don't even want to buy into the fact that why are we even having this conversation?
Well, we got to do it.
There's way more people that are more qualified and deserve the time.
So let me hit it at this. And I'm gonna tell you the potency of this. For me, I'd rather deal with Kanye than before I deal with a Nick. But Nick, if you fart in the wind, he might disagree. I would rather deal with a Kanye any day. Like, you're 1.3 billion. Who do you listen? As I learned this hard fact in life. I learned the father.
Why would you want to deal with Kanye? What is I have
the father? No, here's the thing about it. Kanye, when you start making it up the ladder, and people say, "Oh, you're reckless. You just say anything out your mouth." You can. That's the point of being at the top. You say you start to get to see everything, and when you get to see stuff for what it is, like I remember one time when Jay-Z was making money, everybody thought he was Illuminati, killing pigs and stuff. Now, hold on. Now, I'm just saying. I'm being honest. If Kanye was saying black men are the greatest thing, y'all would, oh my God, he's speaking the truth. God dang, so now he talked about big pharma, and if anybody's in the medical field, they'll tell you that doctors get paid for every time they sell you a vial of medication, even if you don't need it, they'll sell it to you. I go to the VA.
Anyone paying attention knows it, but I want to know what would make. Again, I'm not for Nick. I'm not for neither one of them. But what would make Kanye a better president? Why would Kanye be a better president?
Can I unpack that, BMT?
Hold on. Wait. Now, hold on. Now, I'm looking at the merit of works that this man has already been doing. The man is
the merit of work or the money he's earned. See, those are two different things.
No, hold on. Yo, y'all like saying that. I know y'all like throwing out the crazy word on somebody off of what they say about you in the media. That's like
that's not what I asked, man.
No, hold on. Let me finish. You let me finish. Because notice the Kardashians, ain't nobody said that they slutty after Kris has been caught putting her daughters on Playboy magazines, and
Kardashians are very dysfunctional. For anybody that touches them is dysfunctional themselves.
Hold on.
Why would make Kanye a better president?
When he said that, all of a sudden they were trying to send medical doctors to come get him and take him away when he started talking about in-house things that were going on. Now, I find it very interesting when you start talking about things about certain circles, they find a way to get rid of you or say, you know what, you're making us, as long as you're making us money, but you're stepping out of line. See, they like you so long as you do what they tell you to do. But when you
still not hearing why Kanye would be a good president
over Nick
or Nick over Kanye. It doesn't. I'm not hearing that. I'm sorry.
I can tell you why.
Kanye would be a better president. Choice for president.
But first of all, literally, y'all talking about Nick Cannon, the dude that we've been clowning on for over 20 years.
I've been clowning on him too. I don't carry mixed water. I want to know because you said Kanye.
Whoa, hold on. now, hold on. Now, not too long ago, you were saying that he didn't say nothing anti-Semitic.
No, that's right. I didn't hear anything anti-Semitic. That's a different argument. I never said he should be president. Why did I say that?
But now I'm not saying that. Listen, we're doing a hypothetical. But the thing about it is, I find it interesting. The man that has been given to the community, y'all say he's crazy.
Who gives to the community?
Actually,
I don't care what he's giving to the community.
Oh, you don't
Why
care?
should he be president?
Wait, hold on. So, hold on. Why are you freaking out over that? I'm saying the man already gave money to Breonna Taylor. Likewise, he's giving money to the Ahmaud Arbery family, and he's also paid for college.
That qualifies him to be president.
And he also paid for George. Hold up, y'all the same people asking for reparations, but now you got somebody, a billionaire, that's saying that.
But BMT, that's a different argument. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Why does that qualify him to be president?
I can tell you why.
Go ahead.
So I wanna, and I'm glad he asked that question. And I guess what I'll use for a platform in answering this brother's question is we can look at the same scenario. Why did it allow Arnold Schwarzenegger to be considered governor of California?
I'm not in California. I didn't vote for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Let me get there.
I still want to know
Let me get there.
Kanye West to be president.
Man, we voted the Terminator twice. We voted the Terminator twice.
Allow me to get there. Allow me to get there, sir.
Governor of California.
That doesn't qualify him as president.
Sir.
How does that?
Perfect.
Sir, you gotta let me allow me to get there. Like I said, I'm using that as a foundation for my argument.
Come on, man.
And thank you for the brother that said we voted him twice. So I'm gonna use another precedent. Jesse Ventura is a wrestler, not a politician. Kanye West is a musician, not a politician.
Kanye West is retarded, bro. Stop it.
But guess what? That's the beauty of the United States.
Yeah, but Kanye West.
You don't have to be a specific work designation to be the president. If anything,
you realize you're not answering my question.
I bet you if he started out when the election started, I bet you young people will vote for that man. I bet you they would.
Kanye has a strong following when it comes
so
to
that's the criteria to be president. Have a strong Twitter following.
Yep, Trump did it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Twitter always proves, hey, you just gotta have a following. Obama won off of popularity. Like all the young people came out and voted for Obama
because he was black. Now,
everybody on this panel would know I'm not a supporter of Obama, but at least he has some type of legislative. He
did. You're right. Now that right there.
Kanye, how do you even? You can't. I'm still not hearing what.
So wait a minute. So hold on. Let me. So wait. You know what? Let me ask the question of you. What are the capabilities that you feel a president has to have, hands down?
Well, I can tell you that it ain't Kanye's.
No.
Kanye has displayed some very, very questionable mental some very questionable mental states over the last ever since the passing of his mother.
What president hasn't had no questionable mental? Like they all are fucked up. Like which one is sane?
The voter doesn't have to. The voter doesn't have to worry about that.
You know, in my honest opinion, I would think that the best choice right now is just to keep Trump in office.
Yep. Hey, I mean that's our fate. Then we're gonna
Get him out of here. He the reason I can't get my woman back. Get him out of there.
Can I say something?
Immigration gonna fuck up the black community stronger than anything.
I didn't vote for Trump, but I can tell you right now that the choice.
I'd rather motherfuckers go independent than anything.
Because neither one of them is gonna.
I'd rather motherfuckers to be independent.
You know what?
But are we really trying to compare someone being governor to someone being president?
I'm not the one that brought him up. I didn't bring up the goddamn Terminator.
I brought him up and I used the foundation of the fact presidents aren't mandated in. They're elected by we, the people. Just like governors are elected by we, that's you, I, Dana, BMT, everybody, the people. Dana can like fucking Megan Thee Stallion. And Megan Thee Stallion can be the best model of a potential presidential candidate. And we can say, well, no, she talks about street stuff and she hangs around with rappers. She can't be a good president. But guess what? If you have more people who feel like other people feel, who are the greater portion of we the people, guess what? That person is going to be president. And I'll tell you this.
It's not necessarily the greater. It's not necessarily the greater portion. You have the electoral college because Trump lost the popular vote.
We the people voted him in.
No,
Now,
Trump lost
That's
the
only
popular
because
vote.
of California and
voted
New
him in.
York got most of the people.
Guess what?
And
Guess
the Blues
right.
got managed to make that happen. And if you
There
take
you
California
go.
and New York out of the equation, it's going to be a different story.
There
Y'all-
you go.
but you know what
If
happened?
you take those two states out of the equation with the electoral college,
It was we the people who. It was we the people hooks into the electoral college too.
Now I'm gonna hit y'all with a controversial one. I get, but somehow Kanye is blowing y'all mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this one.
Ye got a base. Ye got at least 40 million fans. At least 40 million, if not more.
Yeah, but that's based on his music. That's not based on him being able to navigate anything. That's the stuff that he does. Like that's pleasure and pastime, bro.
That's all we need.
Fandom can get you anywhere. Fandom can get you anywhere.
Okay, is Kanye gonna self-fund his campaign like Trump did?
Yup, I bet you he would. He will do it.
And also Elon Musk.
He will do it.
Trump money though.
What is Kanye West show?
Elon Musk want to jump on the bandwagon too.
You know how to deal with Vladimir Putin. What would be his answer to that?
He knows how to deal with what?
Deal with Vladimir Putin.
We're now
have y'all
going
even
to the
read
next-
the campaign plan?
We're now
have y'all
going
even read?
to the
Y'all should
next
mention that
topic.
BMT. You should mention that one first.
Next topic. Here we go.
Well, fuck it.
Thank you. Co-host said next topic. Who has been more effective for Black people as of late? BLM or NAACP getting things done?
Oh Lord, neither one.
As of late,
shit. I know.
BMT. What is as of late though? Please define that.
We're gonna
last 10 years, 20 years.
Let's go. I mean, let's go with the last 2 years. Let's go. Yeah, past months. Let's go back to the past.
Yeah, well, can I say this because I can't
shit
stay
has
too
changed
long
rapidly.
because I gotta get ready. I have to get ready to go. But
Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead, Dana.
let me say this. Sorry. Black. Let's just get stuff in transparency and clarity right here. Black Lives Matter, the organization, has not passed any policy. What passes policies is actual organization. NAACP is an organization. They have helped pass, push, protected, defended policies specifically for Black people and all other minorities. So Black Lives Matter organization and the mobilization has not passed any policies. So
yep, that's
nothing was done.
Why is everybody saying neither of them is useful?
That's it. No, that's an unfair comparison.
Everybody
She's
saying
right.
neither.
That I agree with her on because Black Lives Matter.
I gotta go, BMT. Next time, start at 6.
Black Lives Matter doesn't compare to the NAACP.
I got you.
Bye, Dana.
no,
Yeah.
but I will say this though is that we won't know the full effects of BLM for years. But what I will say this is that recently, you know, if you keep up around what's going on around the world, the BLM movement has gone global.
Yep.
It's not an American issue anymore. I mean, you got people that are stepping up in a lot of different countries. I mean, if you know who Lewis Hamilton is, you know, saying Lewis Hamilton is a Formula One driver, which is a brother. He's within the next 2 years, he's going to be considered the greatest ever.
Yep.
In Formula One, which is a sport that's like that is the shit for auto sports.
All around the world.
That's what I'm saying. So BLM is sparking the issues in Brazil. If you go to Brazil, there's more blacks in Brazil of African descent than there are in the United States.
That's where most slaves went.
Yeah. So BLM is sparking stuff in Australia. It's not an American issue anymore.
So
I can say BLM is a LGBT agenda. I just put a link.
Come on, man, stop it, bro. Whoever jumped down, bro. I'm not letting you get away with it, man.
agenda.
BLM started
hijacked the suffering of murders of Black men. That's what
what it turned into.
I just put a link. I'm sorry, but I just put a link in both in the back and in the front chat. Please go look at that. Please.
But here's the thing. I don't care who's jumping in the back seat.
Black Lives Matter is a LGBT goddamn agenda. That's what the fuck they are.
No, it's not. Not at all.
And
Not
they
at all. It make it hijacked. Hold on, bro. It make it hijacked just like the rainbow, got hijacked by LGBT.
They have several other silent benefactors who are really getting paid off their shit.
Hey, perfect though. You have a problem with the founders? Do you have a personal problem with the founders being LGBT, or are you you don't like the intersection, or what's your issue with it?
I don't like the intersection. I don't like the people who are founding it. I don't have a problem with the everyday black people who say Black Lives Matter, because I understand that most black people don't understand. They really don't know about the leadership of it.
But perfect.
They don't know about the leadership of it. They don't know what the real agenda is.
I want to say this. Hold on. Let me say this. I got to be honest. Every time I turn on the TV, every time I turn on a goddamn Amazon or I turn on a video game, I'm not gonna lie, I always see a black face and saying, "Let's remember the lives of black lives that have died." I'm just saying that's kind of pretty strong when I'm turning on Fortnite and I'm seeing black speakers and shit. I didn't see the NAACP do that. Now I'm looking at
BMT.
I'm looking at for right now. I'm just saying who's getting more push now.
I agree. I agree with this brother.
I challenge you to go to that link, and I challenge you to listen to that doggone video.
Well, I mean, I agree with this. You're talking about that link about gays, but listen, we're talking about worldwide, like worldwide, like
worldwide. I have a question though. I agree with this brother.
LGBT agenda, and they have been living.
Everybody's not gay. Come on, perfect.
Listen,
go to that.
I agree with perfect.
It's all about LGBT. When you really start reading that shit.
I agree with perfect, and I want to ask a question based on BMT opening up the way he did. And the question I want to ask is this: what has Black Lives Matter done other than highlight wrongful black deaths? Can anyone point me to an exact instance of what they've done in terms of putting black people in positions that we've been trying to get into and have otherwise not been able to get into those positions? Can anyone?
Black Lives Matter was never about that.
For Joe Biden, that's what they're trying to do.
No, Black Lives Matter was never about that. Black Lives Matter was about holding police accountable for when they kill
120 million is going to oh boy.
Okay,
I agree with Ryan on this one. 120 million has gone to oh boy already. We need to put those in the
Now, if y'all gonna bring that up,
$120 million. $120 million going to a campaign, dog. That could have went to black brands. That could have went to microloans. That could have went to apprenticeships. Something that could have helped black men, black youth.
Right.
Their money is going to the DNC, and they're going behind Joe Biden. They're trying to push everybody behind Joe Biden to the Democrat Party. That's what they're trying to do.
So here's the other part of my question
about Black Lives.
Here's
the deaths of black men for their own goddamn global.
If that okay, now hold on, now perfect. If you're gonna say that, if y'all feel if as black men y'all feel so enraged about Black Lives Matter, why don't y'all just stop wearing them damn t-shirts and go start goddamn?
I don't wear them.
Hold on now. Now y'all need to go start your own goddamn movement now.
I try my best to educate them. But I think stop.
You know what?
Y'all better get out there and go get your own damn t-shirts now. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna wear that shit.
You know what, BMT?
Those shirts actually are doing it for really what they believe is a good cause.
Hold on. Y'all gotta pick a struggle, man. Y'all can't be complaining about one thing.
Not all black people know about it, and every time I see a black person that I know wearing it, I do my best to educate.
You do know one of the Black Lives Matter leaders that was on the news saying he was gonna burn shit down was a black man, right? Like, he literally was on the news saying he was gonna burn.
That is irrelevant.
No! Don't say that's irrelevant. That was a whole goddamn man with a beard.
Some of this all goddamn rainbow color.
He was screaming at that white Becky that listen, y'all don't pass this law about the police reform, we're gonna burn that police station down. I was like, oh my god! And you know what the woman did? She just said, oh my god, we'll get back to y'all in a few minutes. That man literally is still walking the streets today. So literally, I ain't never seen nobody for the NAACP say some crazy shit like that. But I'm like,
but
these dudes are radical.
Be respectable for something like that. But
I mean, I know, but I'm just saying that. Listen, I don't agree with everything.
Yeah, that's a bad.
But I'm just like
NAACP don't really give a fuck about Black America either.
Well, goddamn, Joe struggle. Like, goddamn, we gonna join DC or
of all, you have to look how long NAACP has been in existence. Okay, I'm tired of you motherfuckers getting on here and talking that shit about organizations that didn't have to do shit for you, bro. You got motherfuckers on here that want to sit here and say, "Oh, well, Martin Luther King didn't do shit. Harriet Tubman didn't do shit." Well, motherfucker, tell us what they're supposed to do.
Nothing about Harriet Tubman or Martin Luther King.
I'm telling you
nothing about Harriet
exactly what you're getting at.
It's the same point. It's the same point. NAACP have been nothing but, especially the people who created the goddamn thing.
What is their mission?
Who they have their top award.
What's the mission?
Who did nothing.
How long has the NAACP been around?
Read the mission statement, BMT.
How long has the NAACP been around? How long has the NAACP been around? Tell us what we're supposed to do.
Bro, you have to look at all the things they do. They create an agenda every year. I hate to say it, but a lot of people
y'all
not
do know that
informed on the
agenda does
politics.
change. Y'all do know that agenda has changed a lot. Like they
pull up the mission statement on NAACP, BMT. Let's look at it.
Hey, the NAACP one that better say black man. That shit better say black man.
Even today, they are all about all black. No, if you're not all about strictly black people, then you need to shut the fuck up. Now, that's just my opinion.
So wait. So okay, if they got to say, you sent me a YouTube channel. Right? You sent me a YouTube thing. You sent me a YouTube.
The brother that said, "Yo, we heard you. You had something. Go ahead."
Now, go ahead. Now, okay, that was a YouTube thing. Now, the thing about it, I'm saying is this. I got no now. Okay, so the thing about it, I'm saying is this. Whatever y'all want to go do, go ahead and do it. All I'm saying, and yes, I get it. No, this shit ain't perfect, man. Y'all want to go form your own goddamn Power Rangers militia team? Go form that motherfucker. If y'all want to go start your own,
that's the thing right there. Unfortunately, we got a lot of people who, we have a lot of critiques for our leaders, but no one wants to go start their own.
There you go, Renaissance. So everybody got a goddamn say. But when I say go out there in the streets and go do your own goddamn work, when the rest of them come, no, nigga. You go out there and go form your own militia and y'all go start stomping and protecting your streets. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've been seeing even gangbangers and people that I would never thought would actually walk together in Black Lives Matter rallies. Now, when y'all go do some shit like that, let me know. But y'all can say it's a gay agenda. If that's a gay agenda, well, god damn it, then fuck it. Then let it rock. Ain't nobody else was giving a fuck about y'all black men. Nobody was asking about y'all until all of a sudden we heard about George Floyd and goddamn Ahmaud Arbery. Now, I've been seeing a lot of shit. Now, I say we don't have to agree with it, but y'all better learn to take advantage of this shit and go get some shit passed or do whatever the fuck you got to do in your town.
And don't get mad. And I guarantee that BLM, that anything that they get, quote unquote, anything to get passed, it's going to benefit people of color and LGBT.
So why don't you go ahead? So why don't you go ahead and use them? Then you put on a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, go storm up in the goddamn courthouse. No. Why? Why not? They use you. They use you.
I know what their agenda is.
I don't give a fuck with this. Listen. I do not care what their agenda is. Listen. Do you know what? Whenever I go around police
on their website, BMT, that is real strong.
I don't care about their website. Nigga, I don't even read that website anymore. They like using my if they like using my face to get their shit across. I like using that. Listen, I want y'all here. Thank you, Black Lives Matter. I like using your t-shirt to get my agendas across.
I'm sorry. If you're okay with trans and all that hijacking the blood of black men, because trans people ain't being murdered out there.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Yeah, they are. See, you gave out false information. Yeah, they are.
Because we having a whole completely different discussion.
Yes, they are.
Wait, I'll ask you this though, Perfect. What do you think is left? Because to me, the whole LGBT thing, that's settled. Like that cat is out of the bag. It's been out the bag since Obama. So what do you think they're pushing?
Go ahead, Black T. I like how Black T says. Black T says, "How are you getting your agenda across?" Much respect to you, Black T. You could have said that out loud because that's a good question. Like, if they don't mind
you that question, because I didn't pose this question number 3 here. I'm just answering and responding to that question. Right. So don't come to me with that.
No. But
none of y'all know what I'm doing at this.
No, listen, nobody asking. Listen, the thing about it is this:
we can see you right now, nigga.
If they don't mind using the face of a man to get their shit across, I don't mind me taking a goddamn hat. I will walk in the building and say, hey, guess what? I need this and that. And it's all word for what? Black Lives Matter. Yeah. Boy, you know, fast people be doing shit whenever I say that damn 3-letter word. I say, yep. Oh, shit. Y'all want to make shit off of me? I'm going to get my shit across too. I'm going to use the golden age of this shit and get whatever the fuck I want and need. Y'all can sit there and say it's a gay agenda. I don't give a fuck. They use me. If everybody uses the black man, y'all better learn how to use the land and the agenda itself to get the fuck what you want. Y'all sit there on y'all ass and wait for somebody. They ain't coming. They ain't coming for you.
You know what? Can I say something, BMT?
What is the agenda? Like I said,
I'm making my agenda.
Go to the BLM website to see what the agenda is.
I actually have a point that I mentioned on the Black Brain Trust one time, and it was because they were covering this very question. And one of the things that Mike V had brought up was some of the things that he saw being on the ground at a lot of the rallies. And when they went to engage certain individuals in the Black Matter Lives movement, a lot of those people who were running those particular factions on the ground, they weren't really interested in talking to Black men who simply had a question.
Get out of there.
Well, hear me out. Who simply had a question about, okay, we understand that you're out here touting the deaths of Black men, but can we ask the question what you're doing about putting Black men in position who otherwise have been overlooked? And a lot of those people would not entertain that question. And so I said, well, and I actually had an argument. And since BMT says make an initiative, this is what I proposed, BMT. I said, well, some of us could go to our local city halls in the various cities and states and set up a podium, set up, just a stage outside and say, we have asked some very specific questions, A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3 of the Black Matter Lives movement, that it appears that the Black Matter Lives movement doesn't seem to want to engage or answer these questions as it pertains to helping to put Black men in equitable positions that they otherwise have not to this day been put into, aside from the fact of raising up the deaths of Black men, which is a totally different issue. And a lot of brothers had pushback. Now, I'm not saying the brothers are wrong, but a lot of the brothers this is what they said, BMT and fellas. They said, well, because of the momentum of how Black Lives Matter is sweeping up, a lot of people probably wouldn't hear that. And I disagreed. I said, well, this is what it would do. And I think this is what maybe Perfect is trying to get at. If you expose the narrative by putting out an actual need, and the BLM movement is spending all this money, they have all this reach across the globe about the death of people, and people are getting put in particular position of advancement, particularly BLM, by putting this out because they're gaining traction, then it would look a little suspicious to the people when you ask them to engage, even if that isn't their purpose for being built. If you ask them and engage them on saying, hey, well, what are we going to do about equal opportunity for some of these same Black men who were murdered?
But why don't you just start your own movement? Why do you?
I ask that all the time, but they won't.
To me, it doesn't make sense to go.
They tried to with Trayvon Martin. They weren't having it down there.
Y'all don't just go start your own shit.
I just don't see why you go attack another Black movement. Why not just start your own?
Black men need to start their movement.
Go start Black Men Matter. Go start Black Men Matter.
You tell people like me that who got pushed back against Black Lives Matter but you won't let the Black Lives Matter tell them to start their own.
I did.
Well,
You
here's
know
the
what
thing.
I did? I fund my own shit. I fund my own shit.
All they done is hijack.
I have a question. I have a question.
Did you hold on? Did you start Black Lives Matter? Did you start it?
No, I didn't start.
It was started by
Black men need to create their own group. Black men need to create their own group. They need to create their own group. Because I don't agree with BLM at all. This shit.
All right. So
Black men is not even their central fight.
So literally, y'all could have been gone off and made your own goddamn movement, but y'all
homosexuals and all this other bullshit.
So go back to the NAACP.
I have a question on this.
Black men need to get on the drawing board. Black men honestly need to get back on the drawing board and figure out what.
Okay, I have a question on this. What timeline is supposed to happen, bro? The BLM movement is really BLM movement essentially really just kicked off within like the last 3 or 4 months. So how you gonna even expect it?
No, since 2013.
But
this is the biggest it's gotten.
Yeah, but BLM
and it wasn't going down. It wasn't until when that shit happened in Ferguson, that's when it really kicked off.
But at this point in time, within the last 6 months. In the last 6 months,
what do y'all
got more traction?
Finance organization.
Yeah, but here's the thing: in the last 6 months.
So what do y'all want? What do y'all? I got a question. So here's the thing, buddy. Here I always hear about all these super black high earner men. Now, why don't y'all just go off and go do y'all? Whenever I ask black men, when y'all go off and go do Wakanda or build whatever the fuck y'all want to go build. No. They're using up.
Respectfully, BMT, that ain't your question.
That is.
You asked about Black Lives Matter and NAACP.
Okay. So go back to NAACP. Go back there.
Even worse. They've been here for 60 years.
I've been keeping my argument on the question that you got on the screen.
Okay, so who's been a more effective? I'm gonna say Black Lives Matter has been more effective as of late. Yep, they've been more effective.
Here's the thing: Black Lives Matter within the last 3 or 4 months. Essentially, since George Floyd passed away, has gotten more traction, more attention, and more support in that short period of time than they have in their entire existence.
That's not getting things done.
But what have they done? What have they done?
What do you mean?
Police reform. Police reform is happening. You got that shit going for you.
What timeline do you think?
The CBC was involved in that too, though.
Yeah. What timeline do you think things are supposed to happen, bro?
I don't know.
Don't ask me. BMT asked the question, and I said nothing. They haven't got anything done. Let
me get it over to Black T and also get it over to Black. Let me get it to Black T. Black T, can you hear us?
I gotta get him out of here, man.
But what have they gotten done?
Black T, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Black T. I know you've been listening to everything of us men rambling. What's going on, fam? Can you hear us? You on mute?
He said, "Give him a second." He said that.
Okay.
Give him a second in the back.
All right,
chat.
Ghost. What about you, Ghost? What about you?
Thanks for letting me on this evening.
Always. Fam.
You were saying something earlier. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. You were saying something earlier, which I think you may want to expand on, which is this chaotic thing we have going on right now has already been hijacked. I'm talking about BLM because in the West Coast, the Latino community is using the same excuse to tear down statues of Christopher Columbus, which has absolutely nothing to do with black history here. No, we're not hating on Christopher Columbus necessarily. No, we don't really care about it. No, it does not. And then on the West Coast, Antifa has taken over this to do their disruption and their street battles with the unmarked police.
Yep. Antifa out there fighting, boy. Antifa got their own store.
But Antifa has always been there doing it.
So but here's the thing.
I'm agreeing with
That's
Ghost.
not BLM either. So what I'm suggesting, I like to hear BMT expand on the idea of using these underground techniques to basically hijack it back, take it over, make your own agenda and take it over yourself.
Yeah, or just start your own.
Honestly, I don't think that. I think people are missing one of the points is that the focus
We
now
need to
is
start our own to announce this shit at
on
the same
BLM.
time. We need to kill
I'm gonna rock the fuck out of that Black Lives Matter t-shirt and get my own shit.
The point that I think a lot of people are missing is that BLM is getting the attention, but if you look at a place like Portland, Oregon, which is probably like over 90% white, that's all Antifa.
And they be rocking Black Lives Matter shit. So everybody doing it but y'all, man. Fuck that.
But my point though is that when you look at the media, it's a Black Lives Matter. It's a Black Lives Matter issue. So if a police gets shot in the head, Black Lives Matter did it. Even if a white person did it.
I seen somebody steal
burn down a Wendy's.
Store. I seen somebody steal something out of a Whole Foods and
run over moms.
And run over an old lady and they had on the Black Lives Matter t-shirt and he got away with it.
Yeah, but
that t-shirt got power, man. That t-shirt got power. That t-shirt will get you locked. Hey, go ahead, Black T. Go ahead, Black T.
You can do any type of wild shit. Seem like if you got
you know you black man will get away half the shit if y'all don't say that word.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Black T.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Now what am I talking on now? Because I've been talking about a lot of different things.
Now we talking about who has been more effective for black people. Black Lives Matter or recently? Black Lives Matter or NAACP?
Oh, the NAACP hands down. I mean, they're an older organization. They're entrenched. I mean, they're in the know. I mean, Black Lives Matter is just trying to get in, but NAACP is in the trenches.
Okay,
and I feel they've been more effective or can be more effective from this point on.
I wanna say this for me. That talk for reparations hasn't popped back up until we started talking about Black Lives Matter.
I wonder why.
Why? Because they talking about Black Lives Matter. And they talking about literally, you already have it where a city in North Carolina has gotten reparations.
NAACP ain't gonna talk about that either.
ADOS is talking about Black Lives Matter. I mean, BLM is not talking about reparations. It's ADOS and FBA. Period.
I think ADOS is talking shit about BLM and they only for reparations while
and they'll put on
BLM is for on-the-march bullshit.
Now,
to be honest, we should separate ourselves from this shit completely.
BLM
Mr. Research, please come up. Please come up.
BLM is gonna
name one thing has the NAACP did since 2011 till now. What have they done? What have the NAACP has done since 2011? That's a great question.
Church services
in order to have this goddamn loyalty.
Bro, they're involved in voter mobilization and registration. They do that all the time. A lot of people just don't follow the NAACP like that.
Organization be doing that.
NAACP will never get behind the reparations.
People need to be asking more.
I disagree with that.
Pick a struggle. Okay.
I'm not the one to bring it up. I didn't bring up reparations.
I'm the one to bring it up neither.
I'm bringing it up.
BMT for black men.
Wait. Hold up.
I'm for black men.
A few weeks ago, we have it where one state, literally, since this BLM crap, has literally they've been given reparations. Now, all the time, I've been seeing those old funky ass people, the NAACP. They've been having dinners with police chiefs. They've been having all this shit going on, and they didn't get a goddamn thing done. Now,
wait, but why
now, hold on. Now, I got to be honest. I get it, brothers. We don't like BLM. I get it. But see, I know how to take the goddamn turd and goddamn polish it up and spray it gold, and I'll sell that motherfucker. Now, I'm telling y'all, ain't no need in bitching about it. We got to just take it for what it is and just make that bitch work. If y'all don't like BLM, fucking goddamn take the t-shirt and rip the L off and put Black Men Matter and then go in there and do your own fucking thing. Like, I mean, shit.
Let's take the Black Lives Matter and let's put a gold like happy face with a wink eye symbol on that motherfucker with a fist.
I mean, listen. I don't care what we do as long as y'all do it. But listen, us complaining, like, understand this, man. At this point, I want us black men, and shout out to Uncle Nick Taylor. Much love to you, brother. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Research. You know, y'all always walk him up. Y'all gotta understand, man, brothers. Nobody is gonna give a fuck about black men bitching no more. It's either we gonna make a way to get the fuck out of Egypt, and then we gotta kill to get out, we're gonna have to kill to get out. But right now, nobody's coming to save us now. It's 2020. By 2021, after they figure out how they're gonna handle this COVID shit, they're gonna be like every dog for himself. And exactly. I'm sorry, brother. They ain't gonna be looking. If you still looking at YouTube to save your black ass, when everybody's out there in the street grabbing for whatever, it's like, yo, everybody's out there fighting. So you better be out there and be sliding in your piece of paper on a toilet. I don't give a shit if it's on a napkin. Slide in what the fuck you want and say, yo, either this is what y'all gonna give me. I don't want to hear shit else. I'm giving you $2,000 and I have a lawyer. This is what I want. Other than that, nobody gives a fuck.
Speaking of that, BMT, quickly, when y'all say NAACP, people got to remember NAACP has a legal defense fund. So they're involved in a lot of Supreme Court cases behind the scenes as well, too. So I know people want to say they haven't done anything, but they do provide legal representation. They do have agendas. They just aren't out open like that. People got to be close and follow the organization.
Okay, you know, you're right about that, Renaissance man. Thank you, NAACP, for birthing us, Candace Owens. We're stuck with that funky bitch for the rest of our lives. We're stuck with Candace Owens. So thank you, NAACP.
Let's not forget, Robert F. Williams is a part of the NAACP. Robert F. Williams is a part of the NAACP, and he used it how he was supposed to use it.
Anymore. I'm not gonna be a stormtrooper. Ain't nobody for us. God damn it.
Man, I'd rather have my own lawyers, man. If they representing me, that's how I know I'm fucked. I'm sorry. I need my own peoples.
Dude, you really think the NAACP has bad lawyers? Are you serious?
I don't trust them as a group because I noticed that every time when we need something, they always tell us what? Illegal immigration first. And when we needed our support that's needed as black men, EEOC funding, we don't get it. They don't even advocate for it.
It's a local based group.
Wait,
we need to lobby. If we want
NAACP has really not been strictly for black people. They've never been that.
Because I'm not saying that they never have used
and they won't be.
Let me ask you, is there an organization that currently exists that's strictly for black people?
That's why.
We need to lobby for it. We're going to need a lobby for it. We're going to need to put some money down if we want to see the actual change. That's why I said BLM, we didn't finance it. So then again, we don't control it. We don't get no say so. Basically, you're the useful idiot. You're the useful idiot. You're going to be our little slave. And you're going to be capable for any little witch or everything that the wind goes by. That's why black men need to finance it.
Yes.
If you don't finance it, you don't control it, you haven't got no say so, you sit down. And it's fucked up.
So is there any black organization in America that's doing anything for black people specifically?
Yeah. Called NAGA. NAGA. Okay. That's the thing about it. I'm not sure. See this thing about it. And I'm gonna be fair. And I'm a rock that chain. I was one of the first. Actually, I was the first one to start talking to y'all about NAGA. And people are like, who the hell is that? And I said, that's literally a gun association group right down there in Georgia that literally they've been taking some of their funds from their profits and they're putting it into political advantages. Just like the
now, mind you, I'll tip my hat off on that one.
Now the NRA,
there need to be more groups though.
Now the NRA is doing that also. Now, see, y'all gotta understand, man. If you ain't paying to play, you don't get no say. That's what I learned in the military. When my colonel called a battalion formation, he said, listen, he brought the candidate out. He said, listen, everybody go to finance and pull out $100 and get back to me right now. And within 1 hour, everybody had $100 and we gave it to that man. We put it in an envelope, we gave it to the man. And by that time, housing for the military went up. Doggone, we got better pay. And all. You got to understand, if you don't pay, nobody gives a fuck for your bitching anymore. And I'm sorry. It is just what it is. This function is a lucrative business. And as men, I look to y'all as strength. But if we don't start competing with that, it's not enough to get a job anymore and just say, I'm going somewhere. Now you gotta, I want you to go get your shit, but doggone, flip that fucking goddamn dollar and turn it into $10 and take $2 of those dollars and flip it back to make goddamn $20. We can do that. It's not impossible, but I believe we all are competent. But the thing about it is everybody is not going to want, everybody is afraid to take that risk. Y'all get what I'm saying? So I get Black Lives Matter is using the face of black men, and I understand what Perfect is saying. But I'm saying take them same motherfuckers and you use their t-shirt and see whenever they say, hey, we're not for that. Oh, wait, I thought you said Black Lives Matter. So if you're not saying that what I'm doing matters, then literally I'm gonna have this shit on camera in front of the news. So either you're gonna allow me to ride. See, I learned very well from my white counterparts how to play the goddamn extortion game. And see, I don't mind extorting to get what the fuck I want. I didn't get up here playing nice. You extort them just like they extort you. And when you get to where the fuck you want to get to, then you say, guess what, guys? We got it. We're getting the fuck out of here. Go. We got to be like Ocean 11. We got to just rob the casino and get the fuck out. It ain't nothing personal. We just got to get what we need, man. Us men, the thing about it is when it comes to seizing power, we've been trying to play by the rules for so fucking long. You get what I'm saying? Life don't play by the rules. Life plays dirty. We got to start playing dirty back. It don't matter how we win, so long as you fucking win. That's why I like fucking Tom Brady. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. If you ain't trying to get the fucking rings, it don't matter. You better learn how to play dirty. So y'all may not like that and know it didn't sound all pretty and pizzazz and shit. Uncle Nick Taylor, email me. Mr. Research, email me. You brothers, I'm gonna do a talk tomorrow about why brothers need to learn how to play dirty if they want to win. I'm gonna do that talk with y'all. But that's the problem why we're not getting it, why we're winning. But we've been playing too nice. Nobody's playing nice no more. They stopped playing nice long time ago. You want everybody to do right by you. You force people to respect you. You don't ask them, you force them. Quit asking for respect. You take it and you demand it and you push for it. If you don't do that, then you just gonna get pushed around.
Hey BMT, if I can, I would like to respectfully promote a nice little something coming up that I'm creating. Rise of the Educated Lane. It's coming. You guys are gonna love it.
Yep.
Be on the lookout for it.
Like I said, let me know. Email me, Cyber, if you need any help with that. Like I said, you guys, let me know. I'm gonna email some of the brothers. Like, if y'all want to have that cutthroat talk, I'm gonna tell you right now how I got to where I got to. I wasn't nice. I was an asshole. But damn it, you knew to respect me when I came in that fucking room. I learned that the long and hard way. You play nice, you get took. You play rough, you play dirty, you'll get up there. Much respect to Uncle Nick Taylor. Always out there working.
Nick Taylor, man. Salute to Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor be trying to teach y'all how to drop some fucking gems. Like I said, Patreon. Y'all said y'all wanted females. I brought y'all women. I came through. Y'all wanted women. I brought y'all women. Cyber, did I keep my part of the bargain? I literally
You was out there in the valleys and hedges.
I went out there and I paid $100. I put $100 down so that any man that would have participated in the gentleman's night, y'all could have had the pick of any female y'all wanted for that night. Even the female on the panel were online looking for females for y'all to go have to suckle and fuck and do whatever you wanted. I wasn't playing clean, but I was just telling y'all the truth. I'm trying to get this shit out of y'all system so that way we could just get back to work. So I understand.
Didn't want to put up money.
No, they didn't want to put up money. Renaissance.
What?
They cheap. The girl, the madams and the daddies told me a lot of y'all, a lot of these black men are fucking cheap. They are trying to damn negotiate pussy, and then they say get out.
And that's why they say no AA. That's why they say no AA.
That's why they always say no African Americans, no black men. You know, and I know, and they said this.
And the finest ones too. That's from the finest ones too.
You can't get cheap what you want. You gotta just take it.
But BMT, you see the theme there, don't you? That kind of goes back to what we're talking about funding your own way.
You got to fund your own way. Fund your own way. Like I said, I did that for y'all, and some of y'all shamed me. Y'all shamed me, but it's okay. Well, when I do it again, I'm gonna make sure I know who not to put in there. Don't I kick some people out? But don't worry, you ain't gonna shame me.
I'll help you out, BMT. I'll help you out in this respect because you're right. If you're going to be a man, you need to be funding the entire freight. Pay the whole goddamn thing. You're going to have yourself a woman. You're going to have yourself a wife. You need to be the one paying every goddamn thing. If you want to be in charge, if you want to call all those rules, you want to make all the shots in the house, you want to be the one who pay everything.
What did they say? It pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah,
you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
I do agree with that. And that's one of the solutions that I mentor, black boys here and actually black men and fathers here in Chicago. I tell them, look, if you want to be, if one way to reduce a lot of your headaches is that you pay the cost to be the boss. Any woman that comes into your home, you pay all the bills. You pay everything. That way, you can goddamn set all the rules. And any woman that comes into your atmosphere who's not down for that, then don't deal with her. Now, if you deal with a woman who's not down, who's not down for that, you bring her to your atmosphere, then that's your fault.
Now, T Black, the men didn't. Now, if you're paying for it, you've already failed. You gotta understand. I don't think you feel because no matter what, for a woman, you're gonna pay some money. No matter what, a man is gonna pay some. We can all agree, one way or the other, as a man, you're gonna pay. You're gonna either pay time. You're gonna pay time. Either you're gonna pay for a meal. You're gonna pay. If you want quality, you're gonna have to pay for quality.
Exactly. If you're unwilling to pay for everything, then stop complaining of that. Stop.
So you get your results. But the thing about it, I wanted to do, Brother T Black, was I wanted to set it up that literally I was setting it up where I even went to the hotel. Cyber, you was there in the chat. I literally went to the hotel and we got the babies all, Mr. Richard, when I said we got the babies all washed up, dressed up and everything, they were getting their hair done. We got it was all done. So that way all y'all brothers had to do was you don't get to walk into the gentleman's club for free. You got to pay for that kind of access. But the fact that people were trying to negotiate just to get said access, that pissed me off to my spirit. So when y'all be talking about y'all want power, that y'all want laws and shit, if you can't cough it up, then literally whoever it is, literally you are at their demand.
Exactly. I have to agree with that.
So, like I said, we can have the power talk. We can have the power talk.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a 50-50 man, then I don't want to. Then you don't want to hear nothing I got to tell you, because I'm gonna tell you to pay for everything. If you want to be the man that's in total control, all the rules is dictated by you, then you need to pay for everything.
Like I said,
pay the whole freight.
Or you can have understandings and you can make agreements with the person you're with, and y'all can work together.
Okay.
No, I got.
I'm gonna say, like I said, you pay the whole freight. You pay everything. There is no 50-50. There is no 70-30. You pay everything. Everything is paid by you, and then you will be in a position of power. Because if not, now you're in a position of negotiation in your own home. Period.
So we're gonna hit it from there. I get what Black T is talking about. And like I said, you guys, I'm gonna do the talk with y'all about that later. Again, that world is not foreign to me. I did that because I had a good faith for y'all brothers. Because I felt like y'all have been members and family of the BMT for a long time, especially the Patreon family. That was definitely exclusive for them. But the thing about it was I gave y'all a fair chance. No, I'll probably do it again. I think we made like $500 that in 1 hour. But literally, the thing about it was, and everybody got paid their due. The thing about it was, y'all gotta understand, if you want things done in your life, you're gonna have to pay for it. Like I said, we're gonna have a talk, and I'm gonna email y'all so that way if y'all want in, y'all already know my email. Even the females in the chat were agreeing that listen, if you want some quality, you got to pay for it. So y'all can email me at blackbrother123@gmail.com for any talks y'all want to do. Perfect. I definitely want to do a set talk with you about that, about if you paying to be the boss of the castle. You know what I'm saying? And Black T, you also welcome to join me. I want all y'all men along with that one. Like, y'all gotta understand, don't bother me talking about culture if y'all not willing to seize power. That's just one of the things about it. I want y'all to be men of y'all kingdom.
You got to seize power in your own home before you talk about seizing power in the community.
So you know what I'm saying? I can't. You can't save the community if you can't fix your
I'm sorry. You can't have power in your own. You cannot have power in the community if you don't have the power in your own home.
So, like I said, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace. Y'all have a good day. Stay blessed. Thank y'all for coming to the Hour of Power. Y'all take care.
Peace out.